Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraye नष्टाप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवतसेवया भगवति उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकी ॐ ज्ञानतिमिरन्दस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपात्तमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दिनतारिणं परमानन्दमाधवं श्रीचैतन्यईश्वरं वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंत कोटि वैष्णव की जय। महाराज हरदास ठाकुर की जय। गिरिराज गोवर्धन की जय। सदाशिव की जय। वंदे तुलसी महाराज की जय। प्रेम से कहो जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधार श्रीवासादि गौर भक्त वृंद। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 रामा राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे 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 कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपः कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वापदान्तिकम्। श्री रूप गोस्वामी प्रभुपाद की जय। श्री प्रभुपाद की जय। गौर भक्तवृंद की जय। Reading from Srimad Bhagavatam. Srimad Bhagavatam is non-different from Supreme Lord Sri Krishna. कृष्णे स्वधाम उपगते धर्म ज्ञानादिभिः सह कलो नष्टा दुसामेसा पुराणार्को दुनोदितः। When, when Supreme Lord Sri Krishna ended his pastimes, so that time Lord Krishna has appeared as Srimad Bhagavatam. Parikshit Maharaj is about to pass away in 7 days. So to inspire him, to revive him, to instruct him, to remind him, the Lord has made this special favor, special mercy for Parikshit Maharaj and Sukadeva Goswami. Sukadeva Goswami simply speaking Srimad Bhagavatam, glories of Supreme Lord Sri Krishna and glories of the Lord's incarnation, Lord's devotees, all. You'll see that many incarnations, 22 main principal incarnations, including Lord Varaha, Kurma, Matsya, Vamana, Lord Kapila, Lord Ramachandra. So many incarnations are being described, and Lord's devotees also. Prahlad Maharaj, Dhruv Maharaj, Ambarish Maharaj, Gopis, Srimati Radharani, directly, indirectly. All the devotees of the Lord, including Lord Hanuman in Canto 9, Canto 5, we will see glories of the devotees, glories of the Lord, and glories of the holy dhams, holy places, Vrindavan, Mayapur, Jagannath, Puri, Ayodhya, Dwaraka, Mathura, Badrinath, Tirupati. So all these places also being glorified, described. So that's Krishna Swadham Upagate, as he went to his own abode, Dharma Gnana Divisa. Then how will the Dharma Gnana, all those will be protected? How one can follow it? When Lord is there, it's easy. Person is there, it's easy to follow. But when he leaves, then how will everybody else can follow? Dharma Gnana Divi. But as Kali Yuga is approaching, everything will be very difficult. Things will be lost. So that's why Srimad Bhagavatam has appeared as a horizon, just like sun has a horizon by its own, to give us the light and heat and remove the darkness and ignorance. Similarly, Srimad Bhagavatam has appeared. Kalau Nasta Drusam is a Puran Arko Duno, Srimad Bhagavatam has appeared as a beautiful sun, gorgeous, bright sun. Uh, that's why we're reading Srimad Bhagavatam. Why we should read? By that, naturally, all the so impurities, contamination is removed, and one will be situated in uh, unlimited bliss. That will be the result of hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. We're reading today from Canto 5, Creative Impetus. It is called Chapter 14. Material world is a great forest of enjoyment, and verse number 45. How to remember the Lord Narayana, Lord Krishna, Lord Hari at the time of leaving the body. Will understand, will refer many things, will refer especially Lord Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the most magnanimous pastime. So, out of all the Leelas, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Sannyas Leela is the most magnanimous, most compassionate, most merciful, most instructive. So, personally exhibited, personally instructed, personally inspired, personally reminded, and so rewinded devotees' lives, drenched with tears of love. For the purpose he has come to inundate the whole world with the love of God, to himself to relish, and also inundate everybody else with the same love of God. For that purpose he has appeared. So in this world of forest of great enjoyment, but great suffering is also there. So that's why one needs this great happiness and bliss and love. By that, naturally, one can live the life here in this rotten material place so happily and attain perfection and go back home, back to Godhead. So we'll continue now. यज्ञाय धर्मपतये विद्धेनैपुणाय योगाय साङ्ख्यशिरसे प्रकृतीश्वराय नारायणाय हरये नम इति उदारम. Udaram means most magnanimous, most compassionate. Lord's holy name is most munificent. So it has been mentioned in many places throughout the scriptures, Upanishads, Srimad Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita. As we can see, yatra yatra raghunatha kirtanam tatra tatra kritamasta kanjali bashpavari paripurnalocanam marutim namasa rakshasantam. By wherever kirtan is there, Lord's glories are sung. Udar, most compassionate. Naturally, Lord's devotees are there. As we speak now, also, Lord's devotees will be there. Here, may not be able to see, but intensely, one was singing, one was hearing, one was chanting. Mm, Naturally, everybody is getting the benefit, and others also wants to join. Demigods and other devotees. That is the beauty of the process. So, Lord Hanuman is there wherever Lord Ramachandra's glories are sung. Yatra yatra Gunada Kirtanam. His tears are flowing from his eyes. So that you can see here also. Narayanaya Haraye Nama iti udaharam. Hasyam Rogatvam Apiyas Samuda Jahara. But this material world is the most contaminated place and it's so difficult to come out, feel the real happiness, little happiness, and but then the whole day, so much anxiety, suffering will continue. So that to completely change that to come to the perfect happiness, so we have to take to the holy name of Narayana, Lord Hari. Yajnaya Dharmapataye Vidinaipunaya Yogaya Sankhya Sirase Prakriti Iswaraya. One may perform Sankhya Yoga, one may perform Gnana Yoga, one may perform Ashtanga Yoga, one may perform different sacrifices, different yajnas, different uh, mantras, tantras, but the whole purpose is to come to this remembering the Lord Narayan, Lord Hari, Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu at the end of life to perfect his life. That will be the great test. So that is why it is the most important verse. This one. Ignaya dharma pataye vidyanaipunaya yogaya sankhya sarase prakriti iswaraya narayanaya haraye nama iti udaram hasyam mrugatvam apiya samuda ajahara. Word to word. Uh, Hard to see. Ignaya, unto the Supreme Personality of Godhead, because that is another name of Lord Vishnu, who enjoy the results of all great sacrifices. Dharma Pataye, unto the master of the propounder of religious principle, who is that? That is Lord Vishnu. So, Dharma Pataye, propounder of religious principles, because it has come from his mouth. Apaurushaya, all the scriptures, Upanishad, everything. Vyasadeva simply written for the Kali Yuga. Is Sekta is avatar empowered. So is also Jiva, empowered incarnation, literary incarnation. So, but it was actually come from the lotus mouth of the Supreme Lord. So all this, so transcendental subject matter. It is not man-made. It is not written by somebody. Conditioned. So within Aipunaya, who gives the devotees the intelligence to follow the regulative principles expertly. Nipuna means expert. That is Lord, Supreme Lord is the expert in enunciating and inspiring. So that's a one instruction we can take from this verse is uh, instruct, inspire, remind, and rewind, which is done by. So we have to be in the association of those uh, who instruct us regularly, uh, very compassionately, so feelingly, lovingly, and then who inspires also. Sri Jada Mahaprabhu Sannyas Lila is from the beginning to end. It is in this way. He followed himself what he is teaching, what he is instructing others to do. He himself also did the same thing. So that's why instructing and inspiring, both one has to do. Simply instructing, but they themselves are not doing. So Prabhupada also himself did that. Lord Ramachandra himself did that. Hanuman did that. Prahlad Maharaj did that. Dhruv Maharaj did that. So they practiced what they preached. What they are instructing others, they also did that. So that is the first thing. We have to be in that association. Those are instructing and those are inspiring. And those are also reminding because maybe one may instruct a few times and then he may go away. But regularly one who's reminding, constantly reminding us. So Srimad Bhagavatam is that scripture, 12, 13, 18, 12th canto, 13th chapter, 18th verse. You will see that. Srimad Bhagavatam Purana Mamalam Yad Vaisnavanam Priyam. This is the most dear to the devotees. All the devotees. It doesn't matter which Sampradaya, Ramanuja Sampradaya, Sri Sampradaya, or Madhva Sampradaya, Brahma Madhva Gaudiya Sampradaya, or Nimbarka Sampradaya, or Kumara Sampradaya. All the four Bonafide Sampradaya, all the devotees are immersed. So are getting inspired to take shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. Vaisnavanam Priyam, it is very dearmost because Bhakti Gnana Viraga Saitam, it implores one to engage in devotion service, viraga, and it automatically gives internal detachment from all the worldly clutter and dirtiness. Viraga Saitam, Naiskarmyam, no more attachment to the fruitive results, fruits for his own self. So that's why one Tats Runduman, then what will they do? Tats Runduman, they will hear with very deep attention, with rapt attention. Prabhupada calls it submissive oral reception. Reception, marriage reception, guest home reception. You see, so it requires attention. Yesterday we were explaining and showing how to do the offering, how to do the archana, how to do the 16 upachar. This is how the Vedic culture has been trained from childhood. I have seen. When person comes, you first of all invite them. Okay, please come here. We'll give water to wash their feet, wash their hands, wash their face. and give them towel, you give them some scented water, they had, and you bring them some drinking water. They will give them a sitting place. Idam asanam, swagatam, suswagatam, please come in. So idam argyam, you put scented water. Ido padyam, washing the feet. Is exactly same thing is done to the Lord. That is Srimad Bhagavatam. Thus, one is deeply contemplating, rapt attention. That is what submissive oral reception. Reception means you are inviting with great attention. You are personally there. Your mind, your body, your senses, everything is there with that person whom you are inviting. You are carefully serving, very lovingly, feelingly. So that is what. And the hearing also has to be like that. Submissive oral reception. Your ears are completely ready to hear every word. You don't want to miss anything. That is all Srimad Bhagavatam. All these devotees, all the Vaishnava acharyas, Vaishnavas, all the sampradayas are ready to hear. Tasrunvan. And then what will they do? Supatan. And they are scrutinizingly reading. What did Lord Ramachandra said? What did Lord Hanuman said? What did Vidura Maharaj said? So each and every devotee's instruction, Sukadeva Goswami said. Throughout Srimad Bhagavatam, that's what we see that. What Shiva said. Prachetas, what did they say after receiving instruction from Lord Shiva? So like the throats from each canto, these are based discussed. That's from one supatan. They are scrutinizingly reading after hearing. Then supatan vichar, and then they are contemplating. They didn't stop with hearing, they didn't stop with reading, but they are now also contemplating, because after hearing, reading, whatever they are hearing, whatever they are reading, then there is something to be done. And then there should be contemplation, how it should be done. What does it mean? What I have to do now? So today, tomorrow, our whole life. So that's why these three things are very much required. Srimad Bhagavatam is teaching that process. Thus, one to hear very rapt attention, and supatan with great detail, reading scrutinizingly. Then vicharana paro. Then what will happen? Bhaktya vimuche nara. Then that person will be liberated from this worldly condition while living in this world, and at the end he will also be ascended to the spiritual world by simply taking the shelter of Srimad Bhagavatam. And this has to be done every day. This is the famous verse, 12th canto, chapter 13, verse number 18. Last chapter. So many beautiful verses. Verse begins with also chapter begins with also beautiful verse. How all the devotees are glorifying all the demigods, including Lord Brahma, Lord Shiva, everybody glorifying the Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna. So they're all offering their obeisances. They're simply chanting his glories. So it begins with that, and later on in the same chapter, it also tells whole chapter. Prabhupada also said that to Sudhakirti Prabhu. You read any book, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna book, Nectar Devotion, just one book, you can go back home back to it. Not even one book, just read one chapter in any of these books. You will go back home back to God. Not even one book, one chapter, not even one chapter, just one page. Not even one page, just read one line, one word. You'll go back home. But one has to be, attention has to be there, concentration has to be there, and application has to be there. That's what it means. And the exact verse is there in the last chapter of Srimad Bhagavatam. There it is exactly given. One chapter, one line, one word. If you do it, and then you'll be able to perfect your life. So that much uh, glories are there, Srimad Bhagavatam. That much purity is there, because it's not different from the Lord. From Canto 1, that's why we worship, we offer Tulsi leaves, we do the Arati at home. Regularly, whenever I offer Tulsi leaves, I always, Srimad Bhagavatam is in the nicely put in there's nice altar, nice awesome, and I offer Tulsi leaves, because not different from Krishna's lotus feet from Canto 1 all the way to his Canto 10 is his lotus feet, beautiful face. So Sundara Lala, so Sachid Lala, Nachata Sri Hari mein, Kirtan mein, as our Dinabandhu Prabhu sings beautifully. That is Lord Krishna. His beauty is so captivating beauty. Sundara Lala is most beautiful, most captivating, most attractive face. Sachid Lala, who is son of Sachi Mata, son of Yashoda. Yeah. So Sajidulala, Sundaralala, Sajidulala, Nachata Sri Hari Kirtana. She's always dancing. He's always, and that's why he's three-bended. He's not straight at all. Lord Krishna is always in dancing, and Lord Chaitanya is also always dancing. In Sankirtan also, in Sannyas Lila also, he was dancing. The beginning and ending, you will see that he's always dancing, he's always chanting, he's always instructing, he's serving, he's garlanding, he's putting sandalwood paste, um, he's distributing prasadam, he's accepting the gifts, all these things, whatever instructions you see that you ask the realizations, ask Gauranga Darshan, what is the realization? Sannyas Lila is spoken in North Carolina. He said that Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing most compassionate. Mm, so we shared each other, so different things. So they, in Sannyas Lila has so many instructions, and so much one can actually extract from Sannyas Lila. This is in Chaitanya Bhagavat especially. From Madhya Lila, if you don't have it, if anybody wants it, please send me a message. You can read at least once a week on Sunday. You can read Chaitanya Bhagavat, especially this chapter, Madhya Lila, part 3, Lord taking sannyas, last chapter, 28th chapter. Beautiful verses, every verse from end to end, we should remember, etch in our heart. Then we can perfect our life. It says in the last verse is there. Ananda Thakur, the author of who is Vyasdev, Vyasdev of Gaur Lila, Vyasdev of Krishna Lila, Vyasdev, same Vyasdev appeared as Vrindavan Thakur is writing because Lord Krishna himself is appearing as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. He wrote at the end, he is writing that Ye Sunile Sannyas Lila Krishna Premadana, one who simply hears, reads this pastime, then he will be attaining Krishna Prema. Just this Sannyas Lila pastime. Chapter 28 of Chaitanya Bhagavat, Madhya Lila. So, part 3, three volume Madhya Lila. So, third volume, last chapter. Beautiful, I think 200 plus verses are there. How he instructed his mother, Sachi Mata, how he solaced devotees, how he solaced his mother, how he instructed, how he cared for the devotees, how he dealt with the barber who shaved his head, how he dealt with Lord Nityananda Malaram, how he dealt with his spiritual master Sannyas Guru Keshav Bharata Maharaj. Every verse is a great important instruction. So that's why the Lord is the most expert, as we have gone from this within Aipunaya. Lord is expert in presenting the case, expert in inspiring. So that's why sending different ways he will do, different representatives he will send throughout our life, but we are not able to recognize that. That's the problem. So that's why we have to be also with the devotees, those who are there, even though we forget, we are completely lost, drenched in this material world. We don't know where we are. Completely lost. But then these devotees who are regularly instructing, inspiring, reminding, and rewinding our life. What has been done one day after initiation? You are chanting so nicely. What has happened to you? Now you have forgotten. You are back to again waking up after 6 o'clock, 7 o'clock, chanting whole day, not following what has been instructed. Because devotees have been asked to chant every day in the morning before initiation itself, on Tulsi beads in the chanting bag, because Tulsi is very, very, very important. Without that, Krishna will not accept. That's why one has to chant on Tulsi beads. That also has to be in the bag because dust will be there everywhere. Dust will be. That's why it should be covered within the bag. You chant the holy name on the beads because who did? Haridas Thakur did. Who did? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself did. Lord Krishna himself also did. Is used 108 beads. Is 108 beads are 108 rupees, 108 queens, 108 cows. 9 lakh cows are represented is 108. He's calling every day. He used to call after the cowherding path to take the cows. He used to call one by one name of cow. Group 108 groups, 9 lakh cows are divided. Is pulling one down like that. So, so Krishna himself did. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. Tulsi, devotees used to carry Tulsi Marana in front of him. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu used to chant. Rupa Goswami, his followers, they have chanted. So that's why we have to follow exactly like that. When we are not clean, you can chant fingers, you can chant on clicker, you can chant in any way you like. But when we are clean, ideally we should take bath. If not, at least wash your hands and mouth. In Kali Yuga, most of the times we are conditioned, we are not clean. So that's why we have to take bath and chant, ideally. But if he's properly clean, then himself, he thinks his mind is also clean, then it's okay. Wash your hands and mouth, start chanting after brushing teeth without wasting time. That is what most devotees do. They don't want to waste time in doing the aratis and all. You do quick arati, immediately start chanting because chanting has to be done with the proper attention because most compassionate, most merciful. So everything, material problems, spiritual, everything will be getting. Everything will be completely, one will be purified, one will get everything, whatever is needed. Health, you name it, everything will get just by properly chanting the holy name. Because intelligence also will be given. How to maintain your body, how much to eat, how much to sleep, how much to exercise, what ways you have to do. Intelligence will be given. The holy name is there. That's why it is written here within Aipunaya. That's what it means. It gives the proper intelligence. If one is not chanting properly in the morning, then he will not be intelligent. He will not know what is to be done. You may think he is intelligent, but you won't know exactly how to lead life, how to maintain life. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself, every day, he walked to Jagannath Puri to take darshan. He is walking to Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur himself chanted. So Prabhupada instructed devotees. Prabhupada, can we chant very fast? Yes, provided you follow Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur chanted 16 hours a day, 190 rounds, 5 minutes each round. Because he's chanting those many rounds. But you make sure you are hearing every syllable. You are not missing even one syllable. Then you can chant at that level, at that fast. You hear your recording and then see whether you are chanting or not. Many of us are not chanting properly. Please put a recording and hear your own and then see where you are missing. You're eating the words or you are fully chanting. So we have to be careful because otherwise we will not get the right benefit because this is instruction. So Prabhupada himself chanted. So on the beats, you have to follow. Other time you can chant on the clicker because you are traveling or somewhere else. Prabhupada also used to have three sets of beads. At home, the initiation beads are always in a clean, proper place used. But extra, all the rounds used to be outside, one traveling, another one. So like that. Every day, the bag is cleansed. Beads are not never cleansed. Don't wash your neck bead. Don't wash your tulsi beads. No, you should not do that. It is not for the. You cannot do that. Bag you should wash, dry it, and then you should use it because it should be clean. Everything should be clean. That is the proper and 10 offenses we have to chant. This is the process because exactly you have to follow it, no concocting anything. I will think I should do like this. I know already. No. This is parampara. This is what Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita means. You have to follow the parampara exactly what is being given by the Acharya. So Prabhupada has given a clear process. One has to wake up, one has to chant before chanting, one is taking quick darshan, one is chanting the six Ashtakam prayers, one is chanting 10 offenses, and then he is picking out the beads, tulsi beads, and in the bag, and he's chanting. This is the process, and exactly we should try to follow it. Rest of the day, okay, you can chant now, but at least in the morning you should chant at least few rounds before you run to office, whatever else you have to do. This is the process given by Acharya. That is what exactly we follow. If you follow it, then you will get. If you come up with your own ideas and thoughts, then uh, for everything, even for the clicker also, the devotee has to instruct. I know sometimes spiritual master has given instruction. One devotee traveling has problem with the hands, fingers. For them, instructed, okay, you can chant on the clicker. You try few rounds on the beats. If not, you can. So that instruction has to be given by Acharya. Then you are allowed. Otherwise, you're not allowed to chant the way you like. And I can do this, I can do that. No, in bathroom, I'm taking shower and I'm chanting, so I don't need to chant. That's not how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed, nor Prabhupada instructed, nor any of the acharyas instructed like that. Mm. That is extra. While taking shower, while doing other things, you're chanting. That is extra. Proper chanting means you sit and chant. So in one place, ideally, 16 all rounds, because your concentration has to be there. You cannot divert your attention. You're walking, also some diversion will be there. Once you pick up the, you have the experience, you have been doing consistently, then even walking, chanting throughout the day, you can chant with the same attention. But for that requires 10, 15, 20 plus years of chanting. Then you can do that. Still, same attention will be there anytime you chant. Prabhupada was chanting, the Haridas Thakur was chanting, morning chant, first round, last round also has same attention. Our round, have you seen that attention? No, we are not at that level. So that's why we cannot imitate and do whole day chanting. Number game we cannot do because this is to do with Krishna. So Lord's holy name very important. So that's what it means. Who gives the devotee the intelligence to follow the regulative plan expertly? And that's what it means. One should follow properly. Yoga, the personification of mystic yoga. Sankhya Sarasi, who taught the Sankhya philosophy or who actually gives knowledge of Sankhya to the people of Sankhya means very simple. Body and soul. What is matter, what is spirit. That's all you have to know and operate on the platform of the soul. That's it. Very in a simple terms, Bhagavad Gita is teaching Sankhya Yoga, chapter 2, 10 verses from 13 to 30. That's it. If you want detail, then you go all the 26 elements, how did the creation, that Canto 3, Srimad Bhagavatam. But Bhagavad Gita is giving very simple terms, what is that Sankhya Yoga. That also to come to Lord Krishna only. Yatavad Sankhya Yoga Abhyam. Swadharma Parinir. Sankhya Yoga, or you do, and that is Gnana Yoga, Sankhya Yoga, same name. Or you do the Ashtanga Yoga, or you do the Karma Yoga. Yatavad Sankhya Yoga Abhyam. Swadharma Parinir. Janma Lava Parapumsam. In any of these yogas, the ultimate point is Ante Narayana Smriti. That otherwise you are wasting time. You are doing karma yoga, but you are not remembering Krishna, you are not remembering Lord Narayan, then it's simply waste. Whatever you may do, it's ultimately no result. You are working, but they are not paying you. Now, what is the point? You're doing business, but nothing you are getting back. You are not depositing any money. Simply doing for business for what? That has to be seen. That's a positive. Before you open a business, you have to do positive, negative, and you have to take consult the experienced people, what business work at what place will work and how you do it. All these things, many things one has to consider. Then only one can actually properly do the business. Same thing with anything. So spiritual practice also. That's why we have to follow the expert physician, expert doctor. So Prabhupada, Acharyas are expert in this. So they have done it. They themselves has gone through it. So that's why they are teaching us. So that's what Sankhya means. Prakriti Swaraya, the supreme controller of this cosmic manifestation. Narayana, the resting place of the innumerable living entities. Nara means living entities. Ayana, right now, Lord Narayana is in Yoga Nidra, mystic slumber. Through Sannyas Lila also there it is mentioned. Lord Chaitanya was like in a mystic slumber. He was completely intoxicated with the holy name. He was completely used to follow unconscious. So it's like drowning himself. He was in mystic slumber. There it is explained. It's right now Lord Narayana also in that same. He's always in the water. That's another reason why he's reclining in a Ananta Sesh. That's why he's also called Narayana. Many different ways why is he called? Ajamil was about to pass away. That time also he called his son Narayana. Four times, four Vishnu Dutas has come to protect. Many Yamadutas has come today because he has done bad activities, sinful activities. So that's what happens sometimes. When person engages too much sinful activities, Yamadutas personally comes as the result of so much precarious position. It's very great, intense suffering. Person will pass stool, urine, whatnot. So yes, because they are so ferocious, looking ferocious, ghastly. So the whole life comes to a stall, and most dangerous. So that's why instruct, inspire, rewind, remind. I told another thing you have to. So because at the time of death, even in general, if you drive like last week or a week ago, there was floods. I was in that situation. So many times, next day also sometimes all the roads are closed. You try to go in this way, you use GPS. You try to follow this one, that one. But you can't even use it because which direction it will go? Everywhere it's closed. Which way you will go? Which where you take right, where you take left, finally you have to go destination. How will you do? If your proper intelligence is not there, how can you do it? Your GPS is not working. Cell phone GPS, your car, nothing is working. Then what will you do? Sometimes when you go to the mountains or different places, it will happen in India or anywhere else in the world. GPS only to some extent. That's why you have to know the area. You print a map or you understand, just where you are placing new places. If you go, don't get stuck like that. It will be a difficult thing. This is applies to the Ante Narayana Smriti also. At the end of life, because your ears may not be able to hear. We don't know. When we become old, that's what happens. Eyes may not work. Then the mouth may not work. Especially the ears and eyes is always is a problem. Many times as you become old, you can't see properly. Sometimes completely goes off, or the ears will goes off. All the five senses, Gnanendriyas, karma, more than karma, Gnanendriya is important. Ears, the eyes, the nose, the sense perception, and the tongue. These five things may not work especially when we become old. At the time of death, as well, these what five things, everything will become blocked up. That's why King Kulasekara is offering that prayer. A beautiful prayer. Krishna Tvadiya Padapankaj Panjarantam Advaita Manasame Rajahamsa Kapavata Pittair Kantavarodana Vivo Smaranam Kutaste. Right now I'm hanging, all the senses are working. I can let me remember the Lord, your lotus feet, and I can pass away. Take me away now, because at the end, none of this, everything become blocked with kappa, pitta, vayu, mucus, bile. Then it won't work. Then what will happen to me? I don't know. So same thing. When everything gets blocked, the only thing you can do is you can chant, you can hear with your mind. Even though you may not hear, yes, but mind is there. Mind. Ena tena prakarena mana Krishna nishayayat. Rupa Goswami is telling 1 to 356, I think 256. Bhakti Rasamra Sindhu, Prabhupada Nectar Devotion. There, this verse is there. Ena tena prakarena mana. Somehow or the other, your mind should be on the Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama. Their holy name, their pastime, their qualities. Sarva Vidhi Nishadayor Eta Eva Kinkara. All the principles are subservient to this principle. Anything you do, whole life, that has to be under this principle. Somehow or other, mind should be on the lotus feet of the Lord, the holy name of the Lord. That is the whole principle. For that, that's why all these senses you can depend. That's why we are stressing on chanting and hearing. These two. Throughout Sannyas Lila, you'll see that. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is clearly instructing. बोलो कृष्ण भजो कृष्ण गावो कृष्ण नाम आर विनो केहु किचुन ना भवीन आर यदि अमी प्रेम सभाकार if you have any love for me, don't do anything else. Simply bolo Krishna, speak about Krishna glories, bhajo Krishna, worship Krishna, gao Krishna, chant the holy name of the Lord, chant, hear, worship of Lord Krishna, because he's appearing as a devotee. That's what he's telling. Instead of him, he's telling, worship Lord Krishna, chant his holy name here. So this is what he tells in the beginning. And after this verse, this is, I think, verse number 26, I think. Yeah. 28th chapter, Madhya part 3. This is the most important verse of Sannyas Lila. 26, 27 is telling that if you have love, don't do anything else, just follow this. The 28th verse is telling the same thing in a little bit different way, because he has to give the proper instruction. Ki sayane, ki bhojane, ki jagarane, aharane sa chinta bolo Krishna vadan. Hmm. Ki sayane, while sleeping, that's why before sleeping you chant the Lord Krishna's name, Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Panchatattva Mantra, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's name. Ki sayane, ki bhojane, while eating also. Prabhupada, have you seen how Prabhupada took prasad? Observe the videos, you will see. He never talked. Generally, most of the time, he took alone. If devotees come, he used to give some remnants on the Maha, give it to them, and they'll leave. Prabhupada himself used to be alone, not do anything else. Simply take prasad as Krishna has given the remnant. He is reminiscing how Krishna has mercifully has given. He has eaten with his court boyfriends, with all his devotees, Rupa Goswami, all the Manjaris, so many are there, billions of them. Is among them is sitting in the center and is eating. Sometimes from their mouths or directly, or they are eating from his mouth. His dabba is exchange lunch box of Yasodamai, whatever she cooked and Radharani cooked. Everything is exchanged. Sometimes he's eating others' laddus, they are eating his laddus. So this is going on, and then he's sharing his remnants also. They are eating from his box, from his mouth. Lord is also doing that. So, and Srila Prabhupada is reminiscing. He's direct entering into the pastime and entering into that how Lord Krishna has tasted. What did he taste today? And then he's relishing that. In that mode, he's tasting. That is That's what everything we have to observe, Prabhupada. So that's why we have to regulate. That's why we have to follow. So Prabhupada walk, morning walk. You finish your morning chanting, you go for a walk. Walk and chant. If you see anybody, tell them also Hare Krishna or good morning. Talking to devotees, even though you say good morning, still they get the benefit. You don't know because Prabhupada has trained like that. Devotees had questions on this when he's going on Juhu Beach, different places, and Prabhupada replied like this. Yes, because they will get the when he's conversing with devotee, they will get the benefit, even though Guru may say, Sadhu may say only good morning. They will eventually come to say Hare Krishna also. So they were surprised. While going, he said good morning. While coming back, they only told Hare Krishna. First time Prabhupada met them. Yes. So, especially with the pure devotee, transformation can happen very quickly. Yes, Lord is there to give it to them. So that's why one has to follow. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu did this. He told so clearly, Lord Nityananda Prabhu, tell five people only. There are two because I don't want everybody because intense separation, nobody could bear. Tell my mother, Sachi, tell Mukunda who's going to sing, is going to go come to Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Sannyas, and tell Chandrasekhar Acharya who's going to do the Vedic sacrifice, all the ignas, is Yagnapata is mentioned. How to do? Because sannyas means there is yajna. Initiation means there is yajna. Second initiation, there is yajna always. Because this is a Vedic process. Samskara has to be there. That's yajna. If you don't get in a yajna, do on the same day, you do in within 1 week, within 30 days maximum. You have to do the yajna. That is the process. So five things has to be done on initiation or sannyas on any of these things. So that's how the Chandrasekhar Acharya was engaged for that purpose. He brought all the paraphernalia and he did engage different devotees. The whole area was flooded. Nobody told anybody that sannyas, but everybody, Paramatma revealed. So many people, thousands of people has come to this sannyas lila. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is taking sannyas from Kesava Bharata. Different devotees. Somebody brought milk, somebody brought yogurt, somebody brought sandalwood, flowers, fruits, innumerable things they brought. Nobody told anybody anything. This is going to happen. But this is how it has happened. It was inundated with people, and everybody was chanting and crying, and because they couldn't see such a beautiful. And the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was extremely beautiful, especially with the saffron dress, and when his head is shaved, even more gorgeous he was looking. Then everybody is completely tears were flowing down, and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was also dancing Sankirtan was going on. While before itself, when he started itself, that's how Sankirtan was going on. He fed devotees. Somebody has brought this, Kolavais river brought the Loki, a pumpkin from his garden, from his own home. Somebody brought milk. He asked Chaitanya, tomorrow I cannot eat this now itself. We cooked together. They made Loki kheer, pumpkin kheer. And then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took it. So prasadam was distributed and they were dancing and they were doing, performing Sankirtan. Then Isole's mother was intensely saying, how can I do that? How can I maintain? You are the only my shelter. And now we are going away. What will happen to me? Then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Sole's mother, so I am indebted to you despite I did so much service. Still, and that indebtedness will never go away. And I will materially and spiritually I will maintain you, even though I may not be there with you physically, but I guarantee you that I will always maintain you materially and spiritually. That's why whenever she used to offer, she could see. Personally, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu went there and sat there and ate whatever she cooked. Sometimes it used to be empty. Oh, I didn't offer, I didn't cook. She used to forget herself. And then go back again, start cooking, and then again offering. Two, three times it used to happen. To make her remind, then he sent Devananda Pandit is to instruct Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is to be very strict. You can instruct my mother also. If you are able to instruct me, the Lord Himself, and you can instruct my mother also, you are the right person. You go there. Then tell her that on Sankranti day, how I personally came and ate everything, whatever you cooked, all the items. Then he went and told, he revealed what Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is doing, how he is doing, what is he doing. Then he told, and mother was very happy. That's a Sankranti is not only a South Indian festival or North Indian festival, but actually it is a Gorang Mahaprabhu's festival. It's very important day. Many of the important days, many of these pastimes are intermixed with these festivals. And that's why we have to take it very seriously. It's not just simply lighting a fire of bogi and eating some vada, some murku. That is not Sankranti. These festivals, Balram Jayanti is coming, all these festivals, we have to understand the intricacies behind what it means. Vijayadashmi, all these festivals has so much significance behind. Many times we get caught up with colorfulness of the festival. Many times we get caught up with many other events. Yes, you can dress colorfully, eat colorfully, all those things. You can play kites, all those. But the intensity and the intention and the essence of the festival has to be understood and practiced. Then one can actually attain perfection. That's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote the sannyasa to begin with. He performs Sankirtan. To begin with, he himself took accepted the gifts. Dadati pratigunati. Bhakti increases when you exchange gifts with devotees. You always exchange. With the Lord, you exchange. You always, whenever you come, you bring something, offer flower, fruit, just like these devotees brought. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sannyasa lila, because Lord himself is sitting, even though he's exhibiting, he's showing, he's teaching. um, but he's also accepting devotees bringing for the worship. So that's how we should do. He's instructing in many different ways how to worship the Lord, how to offer, what kind of paraphernalia we should bring to the temple. All these things is to be considered in the sannyas lila. And it performs sankirtan before itself. And that's why this instruction was given before sannyas. These two verses, 26, 27, 28, how to concentrate on chanting the holy name. That is, this is the whole process. Of the whole process of bhakti is chanting the holy name. That is, concentration has to be there. Make it happen. It is easy. It is not difficult. Anybody can do. Child can do. I'll make sure that some of the children join this class because I have to make sure because children can do. I am seeing children are doing it. If children can do, why? How we cannot do? We are 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Why we cannot do? Small children are able to do. And so that means they have understood the goal of life, but we have not understood. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu Guru, what is it? Gopal Guru Goswami. What was that? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was going on nature call. He went out to pass urine. And then he was not chanting. This is a lesson. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Then this small boy said, hey, what are you doing? You're not chanting. Why are you wasting time? You should chant. Yes, you can chant with beads at the time, but you can chant on the tongue. You can chant on the finger. So why are you not chanting? Yes, you are my guru. So that's why he became Gopal Guru Goswami. Later on, we became famous. He has disciples also. This is from Orissa, Jagannath Puri area. This is how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu instructed. This is how we know that everything, every time we should chant the holy name should go on always. Our class should go on. Hearing, chanting is the main process always. But requires practice. That's a morning, everybody has to chant. Six Goswamis has did that also. Because they have to teach by their own example. Sankhya Purva Nama Gatta Natabiri. If they're dancing, they're chanting with a number. Fixed rounds. They know how many rounds they are chanting every day. Everything is counted because we have to be fixed, regulated. So just like anything in the IT job, it is counted. Money is counted, how much you are spending, what projects, what work you are doing. Your boss is asking, or you put a review every year, once or twice or thrice. Business also, somebody is asking, what business have you done? What is income? What is expense? The same thing here also. What you are doing it has to be counted because past year what did you do? How many rounds you missed? How many rounds you chanted? If you don't know, then what this year, what will you do? You'll do the same thing. If you know what you missed, what you did, what you did not do, what to correct, you have to know. If you don't know, then what will you correct? You won't correct anything. You'll go on with the same thing. You'll never realize and you'll never reflect on what has been done. You cannot improve in anything, materially, spiritually. This is the problem. In job also, we have the same problem. In business also, we have the same problem because we never reflected what went wrong, what went right. Prabhupada himself used to ask. No, he is thinking, what has happened here. He used to ask devotees sometimes. Yes, because he's showing by the personal example how to do things. That's why we have to be in the association of devotees. That is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu also. In the association, he didn't do sannyas alone. At least five devotees because otherwise intensity of separation. As soon as Chaitanya Mahaprabhu left, where did he woke up at 4:30 a.m. early in the morning. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu sannyas letter started early in the morning. So in the night, everybody knows has been told. Mother is aware. She didn't sleep whole day, whole night. She was sitting at the entrance of the door and lying down, completely devastated. What else we can do? Because she has intense attachment. His father passed away already, Jagannath Mishra. Now he is the only son. What else he can do? Imagine what the plight of situation is. But he has to do, he has to do. He told, I am independent. He told the same thing. Gadadhar wants to come. Instruct Gadadhar, instruct Mukunda, instruct Chandrasekhar Acharya, Brahmananda Bharati, because Brahmananda Bharati is God brother. He knows how to, what is sannyas means. He was sannyasi also. He was God brother. So you always need the second. Just like when Prabhupada took, Prabhupada also had a God brother. Three devotees took sannyas at Prabhupada's time. And then there were God brothers also to give blessings. You need to take blessing, you need to take the shelter, senior God brothers, senior devotees. This is how the time of initiation, that's how the first or second or sannyas is always the case. So that's why these five devotees are also engaged. Of course, Nityananda Balram, without him, nothing can happen. He's Adi Guru. And so that he has been first one to instruct. You tell others. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing what it means to be follow Lord Balaram. So Mahaprabhu played many different pastimes with Lord Balaram. He's showing the whole world. You cannot directly come to me. You always worship through my representative. Lord Nityananda Balaram is representative. So you follow his authority. Without him, you cannot understand me. Because he's serving the spiritual world, he's serving in the material world in every possible way. Creation, maintain, everything is happening through him. Lord, where is he getting from Ananda? Who is Ananda? Is an expansion of Balaram. But nobody knows. They simply watch Mahabharata, they think Lord Balaram, they know. He instructed, he taught Gada fighting to Duryodhana. That's all they know. If you ask anybody, our devotees also, if you ask who is Lord Balaram, what did he do, what is his glories, many devotees can't explain. So because we have not understood, we have not studied Prabhupada books. So that's why we don't know. But if you read, then you know who is actual Lord Balaram. How everything, actual Lord Krishna is not doing anything. Lord Balaram is the one maintaining spiritual world, maintaining material, everything he is only doing. He has delegated himself also his expansions. Three Purusha Avatars is Lord Balaram's expansion. Ananta is holding material world, his expansion. Spiritual world, Sesha, he is holding. He has a bed and everything. That is also his expansion. So that's why is Kriya, Kriya Sakti. Kriya Sakti, Gnana Sakti, Icha Sakti. Three things. And he is a delegate. Lord Krishna kept himself one thing. The rest of them he gave it to one to Srimad Radharani, one thing to Lord Balaram, one thing he has kept Satchit Ananda. Ananda has given to Srimad Radharani, and knowledge potency has given to Sandhini potency to Lord Balaram. Samvit he has kept himself. Existential potency, Satchit Ananda. Eternal, full of bliss, and full of knowledge. These are three different ones. Kriya Sakti, Gnana Sakti, Icha Sakti. Different ways we have to understand this. This has been explained. Anyway, so we'll continue further. We have Narayana, the resting place of the innumerable living entities. Nara means and Hara, unto the supreme personality of God known as Hari. Hari means who can take away all the miseries and make us attain perfection, ascend to the spiritual world. That is Hari. So that is meaning of Hari. Nama, respectful obeisances. Nama means respectful obeisance. Nama also means every mantra has Nama. Any mantra you chant, Jan with all the holy name, where Lord Vishnu, Lord Ram, Lord Krishna is there, it's always Nama word is used. Narayana Namaha, Vasudevaya Namaha, Krishna Namaha, Govindaya Namaha. Always any sampradaya you look at, even though they may be doing archana, till the Nama is there. Nama means give up your identity, give up your bodily identity, gross body, subtle body, and now it is time for you to submit to your worshipful Lord and is represented. That's what Nama means. Give up your false ego, come to the real ego. Your identity is in relation with the Lord. That is your actual, your original identity. Not identity with this body, gross body, subtle body. That's what you are. Jivar Swarupe Nitya Krishna Das. So our eternal identity is that. That we are forgetting. So that's why this Nama word is used. Every time you offer Nama, every time you put Tilak, also you have to remember these things. Sarvopad Vinirmuktam Tat Panartya Nirmalam Rushikesh Sevanam Bhakturuchas. This is what we have to remember. And you put Tilak, of course, Umkesavaya Namaha, Namaha, there also is there. But Sarvopadi, because we are having, why we are putting Tilak, we are identifying with a servant of Lord Krishna, Lord Vishnu. That means you have to give up this bodily designation. Sarvopadi Vinirmuktam. Then one can be very happy. Doesn't matter where, which situation, which place, what is going, what is happening with him. That's what is Nama means. Iti thus Udaram very loudly, also magnanimous, merciful, also it means. Hasyam smiling, Rugatvam of although in the body of a deer, Yahu, Samuda Jahara chanted. Translation by Javan Gizesi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Shropapad Gijay. Even though in the body of a deer, Maharaj Bharata did not forget the supreme personality of Godhead. Therefore, when he was giving up the body of a deer, he loudly uttered the following prayer. The supreme personality of Godhead is a sacrifice personified. He gives the results of ritualistic activity. He is the protector of religious system, the personification of mystic yoga, the source of all knowledge, controller of the entire creation, and the super soul in every living entity. Is beautiful. Every living entity, means including demigods. Always remember that. Yesterday I posted message, right? From Canto 8, last chapter. I think 29th, I think, or 28. In that verse number, I forget it. There it's clearly mentioned. Who's telling? Sraddha Deva, Vaivaswata Manu, Satyavrata Manu, all same personality only. Satyavrata, same Muni, same great king, Sraddha Deva. In the next life, he has appeared as Vaivaswata Manu. So, for him, Lord personally appeared as a fish, Matsya Avatar, so long, 8 million miles long, with golden color like Goranga, is appeared in that form. Instructed different things, science of knowledge. There, he is offering his prayers, he is telling, 1/10,000th part also not equal. Alone, put together. Lord Vishnu, Lord Krishna, Lord Rama's mercy is cannot be compared even 1/10,000 when everybody is put together. Even all the demigods, you name it, all kinds of gurus, put together cannot be equal. Hmm. So you can understand this is Lord is not telling, this is the devotee is telling. Uh, So that's the Lord is appeared in front of because he has practiced, he has understood what is the goal of life. So that's why we have to. Lord is telling already, but here Lord's devotee is also telling this point. So that's why we have to take proper shelter, proper guru. He is clearly instructing which kind of guru you have to take surrender to shelter to. So this Satyavrata Muni, this is the last chapter of eighth canto, beautiful chapter, beautiful glories of Matsya. So as we explain everything, all the results one will get by simply taking shelter of the Lord and Lord's representative. The source of all knowledge, control of entire creation, super soul in every living entity is beautiful and attractive. I am quitting this body, offering obeisance unto him and hoping that I may perpetually engage in his transcendental loving service. Uttering this, Maharaj Bharata left his body. That's the first thing we have to know is taking shelter of the Lord. That's what here Bharat Maharaj is teaching. That is the exact thing Chaitanya Chandrodaya Prabodhana is also telling. Dante Nadaya Satayam Kakusatam Hitva Bravijime. He Sadava Sakalame Vibhaya Dorat Chaitanya Chandra Charane Kurutan Ram. Give up. He is taking a grass in his mouth and asking everybody, submitting to everybody, all kinds of people. Yes, Sadhu, you are great Sadhu, you are scholar, you are beautiful, you are rich, you are this, you are that, he is telling. But now I suggest, I humbly beg you to take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Chandra Charane Krutan Ragam. Somehow or the other, you take shelter of him. Then your life is completely transformed by taking. Because by taking his properly, taking his shelter, then you can actually chant the holy name. Properly taking it, you can actually worship the Lord. You will know because you will be given proper intelligence. As in this verse, you clearly within Aipunaya by taking shelter of the Lord as well, because he's coming as a devotee. That's why he's even more merciful. So he didn't give that much mercy. Everything we go by Shastra. We are not talking anything without reference. Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will see that. Arpita Charim Charat Karunaya Avatirna Kalo Samarpitam Unnata Ujjala. Nobody has given, no other incarnation that is called Prema Purushottam. Maryada Purushottam, the Lord Ramachandra, Lila Purushottam, the Lord Krishna. But here is called Prema Purushottam. He has come to actually give Krishna Prema very easily. Those who are even lowest, no qualification, even for them also is ready to give. During Sannyas Lila, you will see the verses. Even those who have completely criticized, who are these Hare Krishnas, chanting, wasting time and making them, breaking our sleep? Who are these? They used to. But when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu took sannyas, left, everybody completely inundated with great separation, everybody breaking their heads and falling down and crying like anything. Mother Sachi and all, everybody gathered. Srivas Thakur has come, all devotees gathered, came. What is happening? What is everybody got to know that Mahaprabhu left? Everybody. And then even the outside, those who are envying till that point, they also has come. And now we realize actually what a mistake we did. Uh, they also got blessings at that time. So you see that Sannyas Leela is separated completely in separation for the devotees. And then even those who are atheistic, envious, they also got the blessing. They are also able to realize. This is what taking shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu means. Yes, they lived all kinds of people. Those are Buddhists, Mayavadis, Brahmavadis, Yatis, envious, cheaters, those are completely against sinful activities. Directly, and examples are also there throughout Chaitanya Charitamrita pastime. All these examples, practical examples are there. Who and all he has delivered. Every one of them. Verses are there and proving that by the example. You can prove it with other incarnate, you can prove it. So, in that much detail. Because Lord is appearing as a devotee, that's why He's coming to our shoes, understanding what we go through in this world. So that's why He has to be even more merciful than before. It's not that Lord is always merciful in all these incarnations, but He's coming as a devotee, then now He has to be in the our shoes. How much difficulty we go through to surrender or to do anything. So that's why He has to give more mercy, more compassionate. So that's why Lord Krishna as Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is the most merciful. Chirada Dattam Nijigupta Vitta Sa Premnamrata. He has come to give that same prema, his own Krishna prema has come to give this. Verse after verse is there like that. So that's why Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is most merciful. As you can see that all these things here, Bharat Maharaj is telling this. So as a deer, he could remember these things by the mercy of the Lord. So otherwise, it's not possible. He, as a human being itself, we are forgetting what to speak of a deer. But when we take shelter of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, then it's very easy. And then we take shelter of his representatives. Then what will happen? Then we can, because we will be constantly instructed, we'll be inspired. We'll be reminded, even if you forget somehow or the other, we don't wake up, then somebody is there to remind us and to remind and rewind. What has happened? Rewind. What were you before? What were you doing now? What will you do to attain perfection? Yeah, one has to be there to remind and rewind also. We have to put in proper place, proper position. That's Prabhupada, the spiritual master does it, and Sadhu does it, because so that we are properly practicing, properly understanding the goal of life. Otherwise, it's very difficult in Kali Yuga. So even though we know a theory, but practically we're not operating on that platform. So that's why we need the proper devotees to make us remember Ante Narayan Smriti. It's not easy. It's the most difficult thing to do. Purport based purpose. The entire Vedas are meant for understanding karma, jnana, yoga, fruitive activity, speculative knowledge, mystic yoga. Whatever way of spiritual we accept, the ultimate goal is Narayana. That verse I quoted already. Etavad, this is in second canto, chapter 1, verse number 9, 10, something, 13th. Etavad Sankhya Yoga Abhyam. So it is mentioned. Realization, Sankhya, Jnana. Swadharma Parinashya, yoga means Astanga yoga. Swadharma Parinashya, Karma yoga. एतावत् जन्म एतावत् सांख्ययोगाभ्याम स्वधर्म परिणश्य जन्म लाभ परम पुंसाम अन्ते नारायण. The result is, remember, by all these processes, ultimately you have to come to that point. That is exactly the same thing. That is the verse Prabhupada is referring here. The living entities are eternally connected with him via devotion service. Bhaktyamam abhijanati. Bhaktyat ananya sakya. Yomam smarat. When can you remember? Tasyaham sulabha partha. When it will be easy, only one is always chanting the holy name, then only. This verse is there, I forget the verse number. Yoma Smaratani Tasyaham sulabha partha. When it will be easy, only one is chanting. Mm, Yes, again and again, the Lord is repeating in different ways, He's telling. So, otherwise, without chanting, is not possible to remember the Lord. Not possible. As stated in Srimad Bhagavante, Narayana Smriti. This is exactly as Jamal did, because he chanted his son's name indirectly. Now, and he practiced also before. So, he has been given chance. He has engaged in sinful activity. Somehow, he fell down because he was not in the devotee association. He was not being instructed regularly, not being inspired, not being reminded, not being reminded. When that was the case, that's what will. It can happen to us also. If you are in that kind of association, nobody is there to actually care for us, love for us, remind us, instruct, inspire us, then we will be in the same position. We'll also fall down like a jungle. But if we have proper, then we will not come to that situation. So that's why we have to choose proper association regularly. Mriyamana Samagrahit. At the time of death, he could, the Lord has made him remember to call his son. So then he could remember Lord Narayan. Even though initially he chanted his son's name, but after one, two, he is chanting, then he remembered Lord Narayan. So that's why Vishnu Dutta has come, protected him, and he has been given chance. Otherwise, Yamada was ready to take him to hell. Now he has been given chance. Then he left everything. 6 months he practiced in Haridwar, then perfected life and went back home. That is what second chance. If you want to give any book to somebody who's outsider, somebody who has no idea, somebody is completely grossly doing things, then give this book. Near death experience, second chance title, a second chance. Second chance of you're about to pass away from this world, but you are being given a second chance. How to live properly life. This book you give them. Then they can understand. It's a beautiful pastime. So this is more than a magic thriller, whatever you call movies and this. This is the real movie. This book. You read yourself, you will not stop. Once you start reading it, you will not stop reading this book. I myself did that. Whole book you'll read in one day. You'll sit and finish it. It's very so inspiring. So yeah, your hair may stand on end and many things may happen while reading this book because it is giving them direct experience. So we have gone some of these situations. We have gone to big accidents, different problems. Yeah, that time we know, and the same thing Ajamil has personally gone through and that experience. So they are putting in the book and printed Prabhupada's lectures, Prabhupada's classes. They combined and printed that book as separate. So it is very nice. The perfection of life is to remember Narayana at the time of death. Although Bharat Maharaj had to accept the body of a deer, he could remember Narayana at the time of death. Consequently, he took birth as a perfect devotee in a Brahmana family as Jada Bharata. Now, as a deer before. Before that, ordinary. This confirms the statement of Bhagavad 6.41. So that's why this is the advantage. Because at least even if you don't perfect this life, you'll be born in a Vaishnava family or in a Brahmana Vaishya family. You don't need to look for your job, money, food, shelter. This you don't need to look for. Because you are given advantage. You have done bhakti, you'll be given at least. If there is no bhakti, you have not done bhakti, there is no guarantee. No guarantee even human birth. But one will perform bhakti, guarantee of human birth is there, and guarantee where you will be born also is there, and you continue where you left off. Otherwise, there is no guarantee. Nowhere you will find. But for bhakti process, this has been given repeatedly. Lord is telling Bhagavatam, Bhagavati, everywhere you will find references. One who falls from the path of self-realization, takes birth in a family of Brahmanas or wealthy. Prabhupada gives his own example, his guru's example. Because Bhakti Siddhanta Thakur born in Bhakti Thakur. He's giving just like that, simple example. It doesn't mean they are conditioned souls. Their names are given. Bhakti Siddhanta Nayana Manjari from the spiritual world. And otherwise, how could he speak what's going on in the hellish planet, what's going on the moon planet, what's suffering, what's going on? You and I cannot tell what's going on. We can't even say what is there. But the acharyas can, because simultaneously they can be there, because they're not conditioned souls. They didn't have a conditioned body to know what's going on there. So that is the difference between us and conditioned souls. Sujinam Srimatam Ge Yoga Brashta Vijayate. This is a famous verse. Two verses are there. Long term, if you've done lot of bhakti, very little bit left off. So then you will be born in a Vaishnava family. And that's when he is quoting Prabhupada himself and his guru, line guru. But then if you fell in short time, you did only 2%, 5%. Then you will be born in a Brahmana Vaishnava family. Those two verses, 6.41 is the short term fall, 42 or 43 will be long term fall. You have done most of it, but little bit left. So then you will be born in Vaishnava family. You will immediately so advance quickly and attain perfection in the next life, if at all if you fell before that. So that's what it means. Although Maharaj Bharata appeared in the royal family, became neglectful and took birth as a deer because he was very cautious within his deer body. He took birth in a Brahmana family as Jadavartha. During this lifetime, he remained perfectly Krishna conscious and preached the gospel of Krishna consciousness directly, beginning with this instruction to Maharaj Rahugana. He is giving it to great king because exactly same instruction Bhagavad Gita Krishna is telling what? Fourth chapter. Who is he instructing? Why is he instructing? Arjuna as a devotee, but also to the king. Anybody who is sitting in a higher position, because if they are instructed properly, they made devotee, then they can make the whole world devotee. Yes, Parikshit Maharaj, you name it. Janamejeya, Dhruv Maharaj, Prahlad Maharaj. Because once the kings are instructed, then the whole knowledge can be descended. They can make sure everybody is following their dharma. They are doing every day. That's what the king's supposed to do. If one is Christian, he is following exactly what Jesus Christ told. One is Muslim prophet, what exactly? Not concocted. Today, everything is mixed matched. Whatever they like, they took those portions and remaining left off. That's what is happening. That's what Prabhupada said. We are not here to convert Christian to Hindu, Hindu to this one, that. No, we're not here for that. We are here to make, okay, you become better Christian, how to develop love of God. Okay, better Muslim. Whatever you following, your preceptor has given you, follow that exactly. Not change. You like this, you don't like that, you take away some portion. No, then you cannot get perfection. because different levels of people are there. So different grades. Somebody is elementary, somebody is PhD. So accordingly, these acharyas has come to that degree, to that level. So the Purana are also like that. Tamasic Purana, Rajasic Purana, Sattvic Purana. So Sanatana Dharma, Bhagavad Dharma is teaching at the topmost PhD level. It is there for every level, but a little more higher. So for those who are little lower case scenario, for them the different phase, different instructions are given, which they can take it up. Higher instruction they can take it. They are not at that level to understand. So, but all these paths are going to the one place. But after long practice, after long, many lifetime practice, somehow or other, if they get the mercy, then they can, Christian can come to connect. They may follow the same Christianity only, but they can connect to Acharya, bona fide Acharya from his bona fide Sampradaya. They can change, transform their, they can become proper devotee and go back. Otherwise, it takes many lifetimes for them to come because they are not at that level to come to understand. So that is the difference between, so that we don't criticize any of these faiths if they are following properly. If they have come up with concocted ideas, then we don't agree with them. But if they are following any of the precept, the proper bona fide preceptors, we accept them as son of God, servant of God. But otherwise, we reject because they are not the proper representative. Shastra is not teaching what they are teaching something else what is not in the Shastra, then we reject right away. So that the whole process come to that understanding of love of God. That is the purpose of any religion. So here also Jada Bharata is teaching. So the purpose of Ashtanga we have stated with Madhvacharya is to link or connect with Supreme Person. The goal is not to display some material perfection, but that is what is happening in the whole world. That is what is happening. In the name of yoga, some gymnastics, some exercises, how to be make the body stout and strong and enjoy material life. That's what is happening on the name of yoga. That's not why Patanjali has written the Yoga Sutras. That's not for that. Otherwise, you would have not have said jhana, dharana, samadhi. Samadhi is to enjoy material life. No, so nor any of the koshas, so highest level of consciousness, then you can get to that. If you enjoy gymnastic exercises and body scout, then that's not actually real. Ashtanga yoga is not the purpose. Arurukshuto. What is that? So Aruda. Yoga Aruda means perfection. Beginning is Arurukshu. Krishna is speaking. Ashtanga yoga is clearly giving directions. What will happen? Pranayama is in the beginning level, but he has to come to Pratyahar, Dhyana, Dharana, Samadhi. And then one has understood actual yoga and has come to that level. Otherwise, he's only doing something just to enjoy his life. He's doing some pranayama, and then sort of he can do in this world or next higher planets and enjoy some mystic perfections. But that's not how Lord Hanuman has all these perfection. But he has not exhibited any of this for his own. He has used it to in the Lord Ramachandra service. He has used it, but otherwise he has not used it for his own benefit. That is what he is, the great yogi. Devotee is always as expert in all this karma yoga, dana yoga, ashtanga, everything he has already. He can do any of these things, but they are not ready. They will not never do magic. Mm. They will do what is required at that particular time, place, or condition. Otherwise, they will not do. They will follow exactly what Lord instructed. That is the purpose of today's verse. We discussed taking first to the instruction, taking shelter of Sri Chaitanya. Then we understood that we have to be in the association of devotees, representatives, all who those who are constantly instructing, inspiring, reminding the path, and rewinding and reviving us from the contaminated consciousness. And then we said, Bolo Krishna, Bhajo Krishna, Karo Krishna. What they are instructing, inspiring is that only. Chant Krishna's name, hear Krishna's name, worship Krishna, and do service. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself did. He did serve his Guru. He offered obeisances. He circumambulated him. He did that to his mother also. He offered obeisances. He took their dust, put it on the head, and he prayed. He said, I am indebted to you. I will serve you till the last. I will maintain him materially, spiritually. After Sannyas Lila also, he did the same thing to Keshav Bharata. He offered respect, obeisances. He prayed. He asked for mercy. And then he served his Guru also. So served devotees also, even at the time, beginning, ending. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is showing how to worship, how to chant, how to hear, and how to do service to the devotees. Always he showed in all the Leelas, you will see, especially Sannyas Leela is more prominent. In every instruction is there. You'll find from all the scripture, Chaitanya, the Sikshastakam, all these 8 verses you can see. Intensity of separation to begin with cleansing of the holy name, Sankirtan, And the ending is the intensity of separation of the gopis. So he is exhibited all that he showed, practically he showed how to come to that platform by the Sannyas Lila. That means you also have to, we have also discussed briefly about maintaining healthy life. Maintaining healthy life means you wake up early and you finish your rounds and you also do some morning walk, like Prabhupada has told. All these Goswamis used to do that. They're always staying in one place only. They're always walking around in the holy Dham, Govardhan, different, and then he's instructing others, inspiring them. They're doing exercise at the same time, they're helping others. Mm, what's happening, how to help, how to take care of things. Different people, not worried about themselves, but others, worried about others, other living entities. This is Prahlad Maharaj. This is the, we are followers of Prahlad Maharaj. He is concerned about others, not so much about himself. So that's why we have to be surrounded by those. So this is the instruction from Jada Bharata to us. Sukadeva Goswami to Parikshit Maharaj, and is indicating to us how to lead a successful, happy, blissful life, and attain perfection in this life only, not wait for another life. So, Gandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki Jai.